Although Krishna as an infant had been shifted from Mathura, where he was born, to Vasudeva and Devaki, to Gokul, his maternal uncle Kansa had not given up his schemes to kill the child. His agents had set out on their mission destruction of children, of cows, of Brahmins, and of persons performing yagya. One of the agents was a woman named Pootna. Killing children was her forte. She was ruthless and devious in her evil deeds. She could fly, she could change her shape and form at will. Under Kansa's orders, she visited towns, villages and hamlets where the cowherds lived. One fine morning, assuming the form of a charming woman, Pootna arrived at Gokul. Her shringar was eye-catching. Her hair was made into pigtails to which she had tied jasmine garlands. Her dress was provocative. When the pendants of her ears swayed, they reflected light onto her face, which looked resplendent. Her breasts were large. A slim waist merged into hips that were rounded and flaring. Pootna cast wayward and mischievous glances at the residents of Rajbhumi. This delighted them immensely. A city woman walking with a seductive gait was a novelty for these rustics. Even the simpleton gopis looked at this stunningly beautiful woman, walking with a lotus in her hand as if she was Lakshmi incarnate. Pootna was like a merciless demon for the infants. She could engulf them just as Rahu swallows the moon. Wandering through the streets of Gokul, she casually entered the Nanda household and to her glee found the young Krishna sleeping in his cot. Here was another victim for her evil intent. Her master would be pleased with her if she succeeded. The divine child's effulgent might was hidden like fire hidden under a heap of ashes. No one else was aware of the reality. Even though disturbed at being picked up by a stranger, Krishna kept his eyes shut as if nothing unusual was happening. Pootna held the child just like a man holds a serpent, believing it to be a rope. Pootna's heart was like a sharp-edged saber sheathed in velvet. Outwardly, she acted as if she really loved the infant. In words and deeds, she appeared to rejoice and wish the child a long life. She looked a decent woman. Hence, neither Rohini nor Yashoda objected to her entry and her fondling the baby Krishna. They too were struck dumb by her charm. They did not ask any questions, nor did they take the baby back from the strangers. They were quite used to outside women coming to cuddle and play with the child who was everybody's favorite. Pootna held Krishna in her arms and offered him her poison-coated nipple. The infant held her breast in his mouth in an unusually tight grip and started sucking not just milk but the very life out of her. In a few seconds, Pootna felt suffocated. She was in acute pain. She shrieked, "Let me go! Let go! Do not bite my breast! Let me go! Such a tiny baby, such a sharp bite! He acts like the devil." Pootna tried to pull her nipple out of the infant's mouth, but the child would not loosen his grip. She flailed her legs and arms. She wept. She cried. Her eyes rolled upwards. She was sweating profusely. Her shrieks grew louder and fiercer. Their intensity shook the earth, the planets and the firmament. They reached the netherworld. They shook the skies in the four directions. Her roar frightened the men and women of Gokul. Some fainted. Nishachari Pootna died due to the pain in her breast. That was when her real form was revealed. She lay with her mouth wide open, sharp, long teeth jutting out like those of a crocodile, her hair wildly scattered, and her arms and legs spear-eagled. Pootna's fall had felled the trees within her reach. Her body was repulsive and frightening. Her jaws was as sharp as plough blades, and her teeth were like pointed swords. Her arms, thighs, and feet seemed like a broken bridge across a stream. Her belly was concave like an empty water reservoir. Everybody was curious to see this monster. At the same time, they were afraid to come near. And then they noticed the infant Krishna playing on her body as fearlessly as only a child can. Seeing him, the gopis rushed forward and gathered him in their arms. Finding the child unharmed, Yashoda's and Rohini's fears turned to joy. They cursed themselves for ignoring a stranger who had entered their house. Yashoda washed Krishna with cow urine and applied soft dust of the Braj Bhumi as a soothing powder. They bent down in prayer and thanked Bhagavan for taking care of the baby, little realizing that the baby had taken care of himself. Such was one of the episodes in which Krishna destroyed one of the demons sent by the maternal uncle, Kansa, the king of Mathura. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna.